with allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fire department regulations, notice of proper exits.
So through the chair, we have two exits located over here.
Bills are down.
Head straight down the hallway. If those are blocked, you can exit right through here, take a left, which all the exits are.
Thank you. Approval of minutes, regular meeting minutes, November 4th, 2024.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Abstention.
Session.
Abstention.
One abstention, please. Two abstentions. Executive session minutes, November 4th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstention, please.
Two abstentions. Three abstentions. Carries. Approval of warrants. They are circulating around here. Please do your best to get those signed while we're here tonight so we can pay our bills. New item, review of budget.
Through the chair, City Schofield Business Manager submitted the year-to-date expenditure report and is here to answer any questions. Okay?
So if you guys recall last month, we talked about trying to get this on the regular agenda for the future. Cindy, I don't know if there's any highlights you want to touch base on or enlighten us to since our last presentation. Anybody have questions?
I'll take Mr. LaFlesh's advice and ask a couple questions based on remaining balances that were on that report. First of all, I appreciate the report. It's good that we're going to see that every month. So I'll just lump all three questions that I have into one. I had a question about the status of the Voc job site coordinator, because I noticed no funds have been expended on that. There's a line item of outside counseling and therapy that there's 93% remaining in that. It's a $140,000 budget, $130,000 remains. And then the last item is medical insurance. It looks like we're burning through that a little faster than anticipated. So if we could just run through those three items.
The medical insurance, I can say that right now we have a vacancy of the payroll clerk, so we need to post some of the employee paid money to that account, so that'll increase that account some. I think it's a little over $207,000. That'll go back into that account, so that should put it into a balance for half of the year. As far as the outside counseling, quite transparent, I'm not sure what that is allocated for at this point in time yet, so I'm still trying to figure some of the line.
So let me jump in and help. That line item is a line item that is spent entirely with the French River Education Center. So they provide us with outside speech therapy, occupational therapy, and I think there's one more, a new therapist here this year. And the reason it looks like it's so far behind is because our friends at French River are awful with billing. So what happens is that those funds that we expend are eligible for a very small amount of reimbursement from the Medicaid fund. So every quarter, we have to kind of get on French River to get us a bill that ends, for example, coming up December 30th, because in January we have to claim what it was that was actually expended. So you'll see that gets almost fully spent, but it's just very slow in coming. And then your Voc job site coordinator, that one I got to be honest, I'm not familiar with that myself.
Yeah, that one was left over from, that was the part-time individual who retired. We used to go out on the co-op sites, and now we have a full-time co-op coordinator, so that will come up.
Okay. So we'll follow up on
So
that.
that was one that, yeah, it's just got that. So
Okay. Is there an intent for those funds to transfer them somewhere, or would it just?
yeah, they could probably transfer out.
Yeah, as I think Cindy's memo, the business office will be proposing a series of transfers for the January meeting. So, as you know from last month's presentation and in history, it's always very difficult to spend the entire budget. So this January we'll be making some fairly hefty transfers to get those into accounts that we can spend primarily in equipment and so forth. So I gotta be honest with you, I'm not sure what line item you're referring to, so I didn't even know that was in there, but we will look at that. What, does it have a number next to it?
608,
608.
out 608, vacation jobs.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. So apparently, from listening to the superintendent, those are available funds, so those will be, you'll see them in January, because we have to put them in accounts that we know we're gonna spend before the end of the year, so we're not, you know, you're making presumably a transfer tonight, well, we don't wanna then leave 500,000 on the table from this budget, you know?
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, move on. Correspondence. None? Okay. Matt, is that the student advisory committee? What, I spoke to some.
Yeah, so, I wanted to talk, and I'm happy to report that through the great work of Karen Lee, Nikki, the guidance department, our National Honor Society, and the administration, BayPath has distributed over 40 baskets of food for our food drive, and we've fed more than 168 people for things. So, thanks to all the shops and everybody working together, got that done. And then on Wednesday, November 27th, we held a pep rally recognizing all of our fall sports teams and had some fun. Like, we did a teachers versus students volleyball game. We had a sort of like relay race, but like it was with cups with all the different classes. And we all competed. The sophomores ended up winning the cup one, and the seniors, we ended up having to put a football between our legs and push it back to the person behind us. And the seniors ended up winning that. So that was really fun. And then we had our themes for that Spirit Week were country versus country club. It was pretty good for that. Dress as your favorite teacher, and our class colors thing, which I think the seniors probably did the best. So I would see I'm a little biased, but that's we're heading into the midpoint of the second quarter. Friday, December 6th marks the official midpoint grade for term number 2. So I mean, I can't believe it's already December. The football team defeated Oxford on a rainy day on Thanksgiving morning by a score of 45-6, which is crazy. They're off to their final game of the season in the Vocational State Championship, which is December 4th at 6:30 at Assumption. And the BayPath Hall of Fame Committee has held its induction banquet on Saturday night in Auburn. Many of the past athletes and teams were featured in the event. It was a great time by all. A special thanks to Mr. Guerrero and Ms. Hernley for the selection committee. And winter sports have begun today. That's all I'm saying.
That was great. Keep that up. It's nice to get those reports. With that, we move on to old business, which I have none tonight, and citizen participation.
I want to first acknowledge that the BPTA understands that decisions must always be made for the best interest of students in mind. You've expressed a commitment to listening to us and improving the school culture, but recent actions have left us deeply concerned, frustrated, and disheartened. As a body, we're at a loss. We simply cannot understand why the committee is willing to invest more in legal fees to fight against teachers rather than investing in the educators themselves. All we're asking is that you hear us when we bring grievances to your attention. A grievance that makes its way to the committee is one that we feel exceptionally passionate about. We're following the procedures outlined in the contract, but are still being denied a voice. An opportunity to listen to us, as you have promised, was presented and then dismissed. This leaves us questioning whether or not you truly do want to hear us and make improvements for the betterment of our school. At your last meeting alone, 36 minutes were spent discussing a policy on hats, an issue that, while important, pales in comparison to most challenges that affect teachers and staff daily, and by extension, the quality of our education for our students. The most recent grievance filed by the teachers was ruled on without hearing our side. After being told that you truly want to hear our voices, that decision felt like a slap in the face. It was clear from your response that you received a thorough explanation from one side and accepted it as the full picture. A one-sided hearing with no counterpoint does not seem fair, accurate, or equitable. To put it in perspective, on 3 different occasions, this committee enthusiastically discussed the HAP policy. But when we went through the formal process to discuss a grievance that directly impacts the faculty, our livelihood, and our ability to do our jobs effectively, we were not given even a fraction of that time. We're not asking for you to rule in our favor. We're just asking to be heard. We left that last meeting hopeful that we were finally making progress to be heard. Now we're beginning to question if the committee wants to foster collaboration and a positive work environment, or if you just want us to stay quiet. We work tirelessly to provide the best possible education for our students, and we're just asking for the same respect and consideration from you guys. Thank you.
Well, okay. Forward, new business A, approval of Future Farmers of America Winter Leadership Conference.
Through the chair, Superintendent Director, Vocational Director, recommend the school committee vote to allow 8 students and 1 advisor to attend the FFA Winter Leadership Conference to be held January 10th and 11th, 2025 for a cost of $760 to be paid out of account of the 531 FFA.
Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. B, surplus equipment, B1, information technology.
Through the chair, Superintendent Director, the Vocational Director, and School Business Manager recommend the school committee vote to place 745 computers, desktops, and laptops, and 13 tablets, all of little to no value on the surplus equipment list to be disposed of according to the school committee's surplus equipment policy, using the most appropriate method.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Being
Just a question, just because that's such a large volume of machines, and I know it's stated that they're obsolete and have no value, but is there any potential use for, underprivileged students somewhere, or don't we go down that road? It just seems like a lot of machines that potentially might serve some purpose.
So the state of the IP director went through them for salvageable value, so there isn't, so they'll be scrapped in accordance with, most, if they've been allocated for that kind of scrap, or if it's electronic waste. But a lot of them have been sitting down, in the storage area off of ISSN right now for a number of years.
Oh, okay.
And to donate them, there shouldn't be anything if they're student laptops, if they were other laptops, the hard drives. There's no true way to, all the companies that used to donate computers to schools now, donate them without hard drives, because there's no true way to erase the hard drives.
So-
The MIT was able to get ghost images off of that and extract personal information, regardless of that. So, and when you do that, the cost of replacing hard drives outweighs the value of it.
And just to add to that, Kyle, there's a company that is certified by the state that will be taking those. And even though we did kind of wipe them clean here, they are going to handle them both in terms of wiping all the information. Yeah, they're students, but who knows if a student didn't do something at home with it that, could be a red flag. And then they will recycle them appropriately. That doesn't mean putting them on a slow boat to China. That means they will handle it as electronic waste properly. We will get a certification that said that has happened, so there's no further retribution if something happens.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2, building and property maintenance.
Through the chair, Superintendent Director, Vocational Director, and School Business Manager recommend the school committee vote to place 1 MIG welder, Hobart, 1 plasma router, CNC table, and 1 Rockwell disc sander. All of little to no value on the surplus equipment list to be disposed of according to the school committee surplus equipment policy, using the most appropriate method.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 3, Dean.
Through the chair, Superintendent Director, Vocational Director, and School Business Manager recommend the school committee vote to place 2 touch-view fixed mobile stands with no value on the surface equipment list to be disposed of according to
second, any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 4, dental assisting.
Through the chair, the superintendent, director, the vocational director, and the school business manager recommend the school committee vote to place 3 gypsum vibrators of little to no value on the surplus equipment list to be disposed of according to school committee surplus equipment policy using the most appropriate method. So moved. Second.
A motion and a second, any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 5, metal fabrication.
Through the school chair, the superintendent, director, the vocational director, and the school business manager recommend the school committee vote to place 1 English wheel for approximately $500 in the surplus equipment list to be disposed of according to the school committee surplus equipment policy using the most appropriate method.
Second. Motion and a second, any discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. C, home building project update.
Through the chair, school committee member asked for a home building project update, so wasn't sure if it's the status of the current build at 97 Old Southbridge Road in Dudley, which Mr. Trips here can bring us up to speed on the status of that build.
Sure. So to the chair, the carpentry is out there, exterior framing is up, the framing for the decks are up. They are just starting shingling as of today, hoping to have all the shingling and the roof done by Christmas break. After that, talking about windows going in. Once that's all sealed up, we can have electrical and plumbing going in and starting the rough in the house.
And if it's on next year's house build, the order town of choice, most recent, Southbridge, last time was 1991, Paxton, second, last time was 2006, Rutland, last one was 2007, Webster, 2014, Oxford, 2017, Charlton, 2018, North Brookfield, 2020, Auburn, 23, Spencer, 24, Dudley, now 25. Sturbridge press advertisements have all gone out, 4-page color ad running the week of November 28th, Landmark, 4-page color ad running the week of November 28th and December 5th. Flyers have been placed outside the main office, outside the bank, at the Hilltop Restaurant, large poster on the bank window, flyers sent to all 10 towns, all 10 libraries, and all 10 veteran agents. Flyers and rotating pictures are being placed on the website, flyers are posted on Facebook as well as social media. To date, we've had interest, 6 requests, 1 looking to build in Charlton, Dudley, saw the flyer outside the restaurant, 1 looking to build in Dudley, the individual's niece is a student here, 1 looking to build in any of our 10 towns, 1 looking to build in Auburn, Paxton, or Southbridge, saw the ad on Facebook, and 1 looking to build in Charlton, is a former student, 1 looking to build in Rutland, saw the flyer in their town library. So that's the status of where we stand today. So no official applications or the interest, seeking information on that.
Through the chair, when is the deadline for application?
Mr. Treasurer, sketch
Approximately.
The first Monday in January.
Okay.
About a month. Any other questions relevant to the home building project? D, approval of amendment to FY25 operating budget.
Through the chair, superintendent, director, and the interim business school manager recommend the school committee vote to appropriate $500,000 from the excess and deficiency fund.
Any motion? So moved. A motion and a second, any discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. E, approval of new FY25 operating budget statement of assessment.
Through the chair, the superintendent, director, and the interim school business manager recommend that the school committee vote to adopt the revised statements of assessment to include an appropriation of $216,080 from E&D to fund the transportation budget.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, any discussion? Being none, I'll call for the vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to seek information and proposals. One, report from the superintendent director.
To the chair, I submitted a written report on the fair day and training questions.
Thank you. Subcommittee reports. Audit has not met yet. Budget subcommittee.
No action.
Building and grounds subcommittee hasn't met yet. Negotiation subcommittee, Dave?
We have a meeting coming up in December, with the, Unit M.
Policy subcommittee, Pete?
We had met November 19th, went over with Tracy Novak, continued reviewing the policies and updating them. And we will continue our next meeting in January. What date in January? 14th. Okay. So we're making progress with the review of the policies.
Excellent. Appreciate it. Warrant subcommittee, as always, warrants are here for signatures before the meetings. The subcommittee comes in during the interim between the monthly meetings to do the signing. If you do want to sign during that time, just call, make sure they're available, and come on up and sign. Future business. Regular school committee meeting will be held 7 p.m. here, January 13th, 2025. And it was moved to the second Monday due to the holiday break, just a footnote to that. Topics for future agenda, either reach out to Leah, the superintendent, or myself, and we'll accommodate and get you on the agenda. And with that, we'll move the remarks from the superintendent director.
Through the chair, I just want to echo Matt's sentiment on the Turkey Day football game, 45-6. We retained the Buffum Trophy, the Battle of Buffum's Trophy. It was a cold and wet day, but the time was had by all. During halftime, about half the inductees for the 2024 Hall of Fame were recognized on the field. We have 2 teams and 6 individuals. The 2011 football team, the 2016 baseball team, Luann Davis, Jason Richards, Nicole Bonfera, Tucker Heatherman, Matt Anderson, and Granger Stenman were inducted into the Hall of Fame. I want to thank our 2 advisors, Athletic Director Rick Guerrero and Math Teacher Rachel Hunley, as well as the Hall of Fame Committee for all their work. And again, our next football game is against Whittier Tech for the large school state vocational. If we win, that'll be a 3-peat. That is this Wednesday night at Assumption College at 6:30. The Santa breakfast is this Saturday, December 7th. Good time. If anybody's interested, just stay available for that. And Skills USA update. I didn't have the results when we wrote the report. Following students received their leadership award: Carla Diaz, Esmeralda Velez, Avena Cartron, Logan State, Brianne Sentence, Adrian Dilemma, Clara Burlingame, Trinity Compton, and Isabella Sepulveda. The following students received awards as part of that team. Logan State received silver in service project presentation and bronze in service project video presentation. Winifred Point won bronze in service project presentation. Adrian Dilemma, bronze in technical skills poster board. Clara Burlingame, silver in technical skills presentation. And I want to thank our 2 advisors, Chris Staney and Pam Staney, for the work they did, bringing the students to that conference. Work that's been done in our towns, the Overlook in Charlton, had work done on by Metal Fab to repair a bunch of stands that they had in the Brookfield Public Schools. Posters, booklets, and flyers were printed by graphics communications. I want to recognize our Director of Practical Nursing Academy, Dr. Gretchen Bolandrina, on her recognition as a Worcester Business Journal Champion of Healthcare. She'll be recognized both in their December publication as well as a week from Wednesday, December 11th at the Hogan Center in a reception honoring her. She's one of 7 people who were selected for that distinction. And whereas
I believe this is the last official school committee member that John LaFleche will be here. I want to extend my personal as well as on behalf of the administrative and entire BayPath community, a sincere thank you for all the hard work and dedication. And your dedication and love for BayPath is truly evident with all the work that you've done. So thank you for stepping in there. And with that, I wish everybody happy holidays.
Thank you. Comments from the committee on this, like, Dave?
Thank you. I wasn't here in November, but I wanted to thank, I noticed a nice note in here, Happy Veterans Day from the Leo Club. So I'd like to thank the Leo Club for remembering Veterans Day. Also, kudos to the Oxford football team and the coaching staff there. They put up a good fight despite the score. To be able to play in those conditions, and BayPath did an awesome job too. So, but I think that they really stuck to their guns and played hard. And it reminded me why I stuck to basketball where it's warm and dry indoors. But it was good. It was a good day, and I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas too. It's coming quick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe?
Just a couple comments. So good luck to the football team on Wednesday against Whittier. Congrats again to those leadership and team award winners that were recognized by the superintendent. John, I'll echo the thanks to you for the help over the last few months. And the last comment I want to make is just in regards to our open comments. I certainly hope in my mind, the grievance process is the grievance process. That should not serve as or be related to a desire or lack of desire to work together cooperatively to try to find a common ground on issues that may be there. So I'm hopeful that some of the plans that the committee talked about at our last meeting can help foster some of that. But again, I did not correlate the grievance process, which is typically very directed towards aspects of the contract. I do not at all relate that, and certainly hope that our teachers won't relate that to a lack of willingness to work together, because that's certainly not the intent. Thank you.
All set? Happy holidays, Henry?
All set. Merry Christmas.
Tim?
I'm gonna ask that we have an update on the home building in the January meeting. We should probably have collected whatever applications are up there. And finally, a merry, happy.
Thank you.
Okay, in regards to what you said, I was just curious, from the last meeting, you did mention potentially coming up with some kind of committee, underneath.
So I was
Anything
waiting
on
till
that? Just
Yep,
wait-
there is, and I was gonna wait till I get around to
Oh,
myself,
okay.
but, I reached out to our legal counsel to see what he had to help with some formation of some ground rules. Last week, I finally got that email back from him. I've started going through it, I've made a few changes, and what I'm going to do is set up some time to come to the school and talk to Dan, talk to Nicole, and just put our heads together and see, these are the thoughts I had. So with the holiday last week, there was just no way to get to that. But
Yeah.
I was gonna delve into that when I got here, obviously, hadn't gotten to me yet, I figured on this side first, so, but that's where I'm at so far. So I do have some ideas that were presented to me. We are not the only school that has started to formulate this type of setup, which is good. It gives us something to grab some ideas from, tailored to more of what we're looking for, but I did finally receive that, so.
So moves are being made.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
All right.
like I said, I just
Yeah.
haven't, with the holiday
No, I
last
know.
week, there was no doing that in time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
to speak, but yes.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I hope to see you guys at the Santa breakfast on Saturday. Karen Lee already, so I'll be there bright and early in the kitchen. So I hope to see you all there. It's a great community event, and it's nice to see all the bases from all the different towns and all the young kids all happy. It's good to see everybody working together, things like that. So, Merry Christmas.
Hey, George.
Yes, Matthew, thank you for that great report. Congratulations to our sports teams and our Hall of Famers. It was great to rub some elbows with some of those Hall of Famers. didn't realize that I actually had students that were of that approaching 40 years old, but I guess I'm kind of dating myself here. No, congratulations. Good luck on Wednesday. Regarding the commentary from the teachers, again, I'm disappointed. I can see where we can argue that the two don't correlate. Well, a grievance is nothing more. In the words of the great John LaFleche, it's just an avenue for us to have conversations. So that's how we always treated it before. That's all it is. And what we did is we kind of threw a stop sign and said, yeah, well, this avenue's closed for now. So that's an issue. This is dysfunctional. We could do a lot better. I'm glad to hear that other districts are doing the same thing, but as far as I'm concerned, there's some serious dysfunction here. We have to do better. I can't believe that it's taking us so long to even start that conversation, possibly form the committee, and thank you for doing that, but we have to do better. Come on. This is, they don't do this just for our entertainment. They do this out of desperation. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned that I just don't see the improvement. I don't see it happening fast enough, and I don't see us listening the way we should. So that's all. Other than that, everyone have a great holiday season and Merry Christmas. Al?
Well, I'd like to thank Matt for his presentation with a little humor and some nicety, some real facts. I also would like to say that I'm very happy to see everybody return from their Thanksgiving Day, and hopefully you'll enjoy your Christmas and stay safe. And being a veteran, I'd like to ask that maybe you take a little mental prayer thought for our member Aldridge, who is not really doing too well. So I appreciate if you give that some serious thought, as he is a wonderful person and has served his country faithfully. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Congratulations to the football team. Does anyone know how many years that BayPath has beaten Oxford? Because Oxford used to play Auburn. They got beat like 48 years in a row. Then they dropped them, and now they're playing BayPath. I'm just wondering, 20 years from now, is Oxford going to drop BayPath because they're getting beat so much? But congratulations to them, and congratulations to all the sports teams that did a fantastic job for the fall season, and wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Happy holiday.
Matt, thanks for the update. Very much appreciate that. And also just wanted to pass along, I was at the Paxton Town meeting a couple weeks ago. Peter can agree that was a wild meeting about zoning changes, but the positive was, at the end of the meeting, I bumped into Bob Hobie's wife, Nancy, who wanted me to send along a special hello to the BayPath. So happy holidays, everyone, and New Year.
Thank you. Don, Bob?
Congratulations to the athletic team. Also, congratulations to the students who participated in the pep rallies, because the pep rallies are as important as the teams that go out in the field. They need to feel that they have the support, and it's good to see that the support is there. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Bob. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you, and I've just got one relative to John LaFleche, and I don't usually thank everyone after everyone's already thanked you, but John, I mean, obviously stepping up like you did, it's just amazing. So please make sure you pass out your phone number to Kyle if you're going to be changing.
I think he's got that in my email. You're welcome. It was a pleasure to come back and help out a little bit.
Excellent. Thank you again. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Being none, call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So, did you resign or did you get fired?